Is there an angle I have to be at? All the angles. Oh, this. Oh my god. Jeez. Oh. What's this? There are 15 cells here with numbers and letters in them. Let me see that. Oh, I see. So whenever you touch a cell, the ones next to it turn on or off. You just gotta use that to make the all calls on the right, and, sorry, cells, not calls, and the bottom green.
Hey, Junpei, I found this piece of paper under that thing. You want to take a look at it? Do you think it might have something to do with this puzzle?
It's already 10:43 and I'm still playing this game. Oh my god. Thanks, Clover. This really helps. Alright, let's get back and try again. What? Okay.
You did it, Junpei! You're so smart!
You seem to have done an excellent job and solved the puzzle. Just what I would have expected of you, Junpei. Hey, come on, you're embarrassing me. Whoa, whoa, don't get cocky, kid. We don't got time for that. Look at this. Check out the right edge of the control panel. The lid slid open and something... Yeah, okay, like every single time you guys are gonna tell me something's on the side of the thing. You think maybe the coffin's unlocked now? What? I don't know if it was a good idea to say I would beat this game tonight, because I don't know. I'm just getting really tired of everything. Don't give a shit if the steering wheel's in there. Oh, I have to do them all. Okay, never mind. What? 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 I have no idea. I'm just worried that I'm playing this game all night. This doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. Wait, let me... God, I hate these fucking puzzles. I don't really... doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. Okay, but, let me try putting in more emblems. I thought I had it, but clearly not. Okay, what's the second one? Now, why did that work? No, I'm really trying to understand because I have a walkthrough open in front of me and it didn't tell me to do that at all. I'm so confused as to what just happened. Great, there's another one. I'm so excited. Thousand wards. A picture's worth 1,000 wards. Isn't it a picture's worth 1,000 words? Hey, shut it. At least I'm trying, alright? Wow, Junpei, why are you so dumb? Nope, that worked. So why wasn't the first one working? In the first one, they told me to put down 3 twice, which is impossible. That's why I was kind of like, what? That's awesome, Junpei. There's only 2 left now. Why must you guys speak every time I do something? Here's some useless dialogue that has nothing to do with anything, Junpei. I love this game series, but if it had one downside is sometimes they talk too fucking much, honestly. Or they just say things that are not necessary, like, Junpei scratched his butt. Like, well, why? You're just saying things to say things. All the dead bodies look like spaghetti. Damn, this puzzle looks a lot like the last one. Looks like the rules are the same, though.
Don't you think you should double check it? This will be, like, less annoying to me, I think, when... I mean, I like voice acting things, but when it's for hours and hours, it does get very tiring. So I think Virtue's Last Reward is going to be a nice, needed break for me. Because at least that stuff is voice acted. Come on, this is the 3rd time I've done this. It'll be fine. So this, No, I know it's a visual novel. That's not my problem. I've played Danganronpa for hours. It's not my problem at all. It's just sometimes they... No, it's a true statement. Guys, I play visual novels all the time, okay? I play visual novels all the time. There are still things in novels or in video games that do not need to be said all the time, which is my point. So defending it by saying it's a visual novel doesn't really work. It doesn't work. It's a silly way to defend the game. Like I said, I love this game series, it just sometimes they include words that are a bit, like, unnecessary. That can happen in books, too. Books state things that you're like, who cares? That's my point. You don't gotta defend the game. I didn't say there's too many words. I think I didn't plan for the other ending to be so long, and then I told you guys I was gonna finish this tonight, and please understand why I'm getting a bit irritated. I've been reading for how many hours? Please bear with me. I'm getting really cranky. Okay, and I think I'm entitled to. I've been reading for over 5 hours. It's frustrating. Honestly. So, 4, 5, and 7. That's not 7. That's 7. And then 2, 6, 8. Oh, I know you've been there, May. And that's what I mean. Sometimes I'm able to go for 10 hours a day, and sometimes it's just really frustrating when the game has to say things like, "Excellent work, Junpei," after every single puzzle. Thanks, Snake, for the 60th time. Thank you. You've only got one left. Blah, blah, blah. Light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, I really hope so. I really hope so. I'm crying on the inside, Snake. Please help me. Where's the other emblem? Where did it go? It's a mouse. That's what I'm talking about. See, I don't want you guys to take the wrong idea and think that I don't enjoy the game. I do. I've played this game before. I do like it. There's a charm to it. There's something that holds you... You're like, I love the... Oh, it's probably in this drawer. Yep, it's in a drawer. Oh, no, this thing's locked. Okay, well, it's not in the drawer. Oh, it's in the... Oh, okay, I got it. It gets a little frustrating, I'm sorry. That's why I kind of just had to rant a little bit there, because it's... Things like that. I'll open it! Like, who shouts that in real life? Would you not just open it? Oh, holy shit, this is a coffin. Okay, deep breaths. Here we go. And I definitely know they're trying to prolong it, but at this point, I think I was like, I did every ending. Please stop prolonging the ending when I've done 6 of them. You know? Like, your game's long, trust me, and it's great. I just saw the hanging TV and I passed it. Oh man, there's nobody in there. Shit, can't believe I was scared of something like that.
What do you mean, nobody? Were you expecting someone to be in there?
It's a long story. Ask Junpei about it sometime.
Huh?
Well, just like Seven said, there's nobody in there. There is something in there, though. Well, 2 somethings, actually. What is that? Like, here is a coffin. I will open it now. Get ready to open it. Okay, here I go. All of those things are things that make me go, seriously? Just open it. Just open it. You don't need to describe... Again. Junpei scratched his butt. It smelled like spaghetti. Did you say I saw the thing just now, the monitor? What? Did I not do that? Oh my god, I didn't click the inside. Thank you. I'm getting so distracted. Click the inside of the coffin. Please stop talking, Junpei. I didn't ask you to talk. There are 2 things on the bottom of the coffin. Yeah, thanks. See? Stuff like that. Looks like we got a plate with an emblem on it, and...
The Neptune key! Yes, we finally found it! Now we can get through the hallway!
That's correct, Clover, but we do need to get out of the room first, you know?
Yeah, I know. Okay, let's get the hell out of here as quickly as possible.
I don't have any objections to that. I don't think we'll use the Neptune key in this room. It's really important, though, so I'll keep it in my pocket for now. If you ever hear me emphasize sentences like this is the shit I'm talking about. That doesn't need to be written here. Doesn't need to be there. Doesn't need to exist. Let's see what happens when I put the emblem of the coffin into this indentation. I wonder what's gonna happen. It's not like I've done this 3 times already. Oh, look, the screen turned on. Oh, this is another puzzle. I'm so shocked, because it's not like I just did this for like 60 hours. Junpei's got to do everything. I really feel sorry for Junpei. He has to solve everything. That sucks. I'm not ready. I didn't click it. 5. You can't fast forward things you haven't read before, Nightmare. Sorry. I'll stop complaining about it now. I apologize. I notice you guys are listening and watching too patiently, so I apologize for my impatience. I'll try to be more either quiet about my impatience or just try and be more patient. Yeah, see, you can't skip it for new text scenes. It'd be, in a way, it'd be great, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad you can't skip certain things, because I bet I'd skip a lot of stuff I don't mean to. Where'd that noise come from? Underneath the keyboard?
Yeah, it's probably the locked drawer. There's our favorite jumping action.
Way to go, Junpei! You answered all the questions.
Damn, Junpei, good job. Hey, did you hear something just now? I mean, oops, that's Junpei. Yes, I heard that as well. From the bottom left corner of the desk, all of this is totally, not needed. Sorry, I said I'd stop that. I'm gonna stop. There's something in the drawer. It's a picture.
It's a picture! I think I will. I'm gonna, if you guys don't mind, if there's anything like what just happened with the good job and stuff, maybe I'll just skip over that sometimes. It just gets a little frustrating. I can't tell you how much I do like this game, but it's just things. I think I felt the same way about Danganronpa at times where I'd be like, guys, we're spending 2 hours talking about the same thing. All visual novels, I'm sure, have their moments where you're like, you don't need to say this right now. A picture? In the drawer was a single picture. He picked it up. It was a photograph of 4 men. Plot! In your face. Involuntarily, Junpei's eyebrows shot up. He'd seen 3 of them before. On the right was a man with a mustache. The same man they'd found murdered in the captain's quarters. He'd been wearing the Zero bracelet when they found him. Second from the left was a man wearing glasses and a doctor's coat. He was the 9th man, the one who'd worn bracelet number 9. He had gone into door 5 alone and met an unpleasant end. Now, I don't know, it could be a bias, because I have played Danganronpa more than I have played this. This is my second time playing this. But, I don't know. For some reason, I know you're saying that, May, but I find Danganronpa wasn't as bad filler-wise. It was still bad. It still had, I mean, not bad as in a bad game. Please don't jump on me. Obviously, I love Danganronpa. Filler stuff wasn't too bad in Danganronpa, but there definitely was some filler. I just didn't get nearly as frustrated, I think. Finally, the man on the very left. The man in the pinstripe suit. Look at that asshole.
Oh man, that's Ace. Yeah, I guess it is.
Wearing a flippin' fedora asshole.
No doubt about it.
Seven and Clover had come to peer over Junpei's shoulder. But what did it mean? What was Ace doing in the picture? Perhaps more importantly, why were the 9th man and Cap in it as well? As Junpei looked closer, he noticed the expression on each man's face. Their smiles suggested that they were close, at least to some degree. Sorry, I almost said close. They were close. But why? How? What was the relationship between these 4 men? Snake's voice broke into Junpei's thoughts.
You say Ace is in this picture.
Oh, exactly, May, which is pretty much what we're talking about. I agree. Filler stuff in what do you call it? Visual novels. Ace confirmed weeaboo.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it was taken recently, though. Oops, it's a Junpei. Ace, the 9th man, and Cap all look about 10 years younger. Ah, so the 9th man and the man you found murdered in the captain's quarters are also on the picture. Yeah. Is there anyone else? Or are there only 3 people in the picture? I'm afraid I can't see it. No, there's one more guy.
Fedora Man Ace.
He's got kinda long hair. He looks smart, but a little cold. He's the only one I don't recognize.
Aw, Remix, you sound like you're really getting down on it. Yeah. Maybe take a break and play something else. It sounds like it's really bothering you. I know that feel, man. I was like that for a while, too. For certain games. One of them I remember is Final Fantasy 13 when I was first playing it. Oh my god! You get to that area on Pulse and you have to, like, grind before the final chapter, I think it was. I put music on and I was there for an hour and I was still mad. I was like, no! Oh, I think I was grinding my, for my Crystarium in 13. That's what I was doing. Snake knit his eyebrows.
What's the date of the photograph? It doesn't have one. Did you look on the back? The back? Junpei, he's real smart. Yes, the reverse, the other side.
Junpei flipped the picture over, had to burp, sorry. There it was. To be precise, it wasn't a date, but it was certainly significant. He read it out loud, so that Snake would not be left in the dark.
Praying for the success of the Nonori project with Nijisaki, Kubota, and Musashido. Nonori project? Nijisaki, Kubota, Musashido.
Junpei immediately flipped the picture book. He's suddenly holding a picture book. He flipped the picture back over. That meant that the 4 men in the picture had run the Nonori game 9 years ago. Only Hongo had not been mentioned on the back, which Junpei felt meant he had written those words himself. She looks really pretty. Batgirl. In that DLC, I saw some pictures and I saw, video things, and she looks really pretty. But what surprised Junpei was not his revelation, but the fact that it felt nothing like a revelation. It felt obvious. That their true identities did not come as a surprise was what Junpei found most surprising. Why then? Why wasn't he surprised? Junpei had just discovered that Ace had run the Nonori project, but he felt no spark of excitement or surprise. Nothing. It was almost as if he'd already known.
Ah, of course. I understand now.
Junpei looked over at Snake. In his own confusion, he had missed the dark look on the other man's face.
Ace was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceutical. He was the one who invented the game 9 years ago. He was Gentaro Hongo. Ace is Hongo?
Even as he asked, Junpei felt as though he'd already known.
"'Cause you do, Junpei, 'cause you do."
It was as if someone had whispered into his head that yes, of course, Ace was Hongo. It was me. I whispered it.
I had my suspicions from the beginning. Their voices were familiar. Too familiar to be a coincidence. I could never forget his voice. It was the voice of the devil. I couldn't be sure, though. After all, I had no way to check. I certainly couldn't ask him. Sorry, there was a comma in there. Even if I had known, however, I would never have told you. Zero made it quite clear what would have happened if I did.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Huh?
I didn't know that Ace was Hongo.
Oh yes, I suppose you wouldn't have. 9 years ago, you were in Building Q in Nevada. But Hongo was in the Gigantic with us.
I know. That's why I didn't know what Hongo looked like. But why? Why didn't you tell me? I mean, I'm your sister, right? You could have told me.
I'm sorry. I apologize for keeping this from you. But if I told you, Clover, you would have told everyone else. And if you did, then I would have been forced to tell them about what happened 9 years ago. I had to prevent that.
Clover and Snake's conversation wasn't of particular interest to Junpei. He still couldn't make sense out of his strange feelings of knowledge. He was trying to organize his thoughts when he heard Seven's voice.
Hey, Junpei, you think I could borrow that picture for a sec?
He had no reason to say no, so Junpei handed the picture over. Oh, but still, leveling up the entire party, and look how many characters are in Type 0. Like I said, that's why I took a break from it, because I hate grinding, and I'm like, I can't do it. Seven stared at the picture and began to mutter the 4 names of the project's leaders over and over to himself. I should save really quick. It's been a while, so I should. I don't want to lose all that dialogue I've been reading.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashido.
His brow was furrowed and his face was flushed.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashido.
He chanted their names to himself, pacing back and forth across the floor.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashido.
Seven shouldn't have known their names. After all, he hadn't been there when Junpei and Snake had spoken of them in the library. But as Junpei watched him pace, it was clear that he did know them.
Hey, Seven. Do you... Shut it! Just be quiet!
His eyes were red, and Junpei could see sweat beginning to beat on his...
I'm this close to remembering, this close!
That sentence is not happening today. He was sweating heavily now, but his lips were dry.
Hongo, Kubota, I'm not going to say this like 60 times. Cradle Pharmaceutical. Nonori Project.
Then he stopped. Seven set down the picture and looked at the red light near his feet. His eyes narrowed. Then suddenly his eyes went wide and he shot up straight.
Shit. What?
What's wrong?
Holy shit. This is nuts. What's nuts? I remember.
Remember what?
Everything. Everything? Yeah. Yeah! I remember all of it! My memory's back! I remember what happened before I got snatched!
Seven's voice was filled with excitement. Shock and excitement had frozen Junpei in place, along with Snake and Clover.
Let me tell you what happened.
Seven hastily drew a shaking hand across his mouth and began to speak.
Like Snake said, Ace is Hongo. From the right, the other three are Musashido, Nijisaki, and Kubota. Musashido was the man with the cash. Nijisaki was Hongo's right-hand man, and Kubota developed the actual technical details of the experiments.
Oh shit, gotta take a shit. No, he's not Nidai. He's not Nekomaru Nidai.
Oh shit, I gotta take a shit!
Oh god, I miss them so much. Realization began to dawn on Junpei, along with a pressing question.
How do you know all this? Come on, man, I told you, I finally got my memory back. No, that's not what I mean. I'm trying to ask you why you knew all this stuff in the first place before you forgot it.
Seven rubbed a scar on his chin.
You really want to know? Of course.
Me too.
Snake was the only one who didn't voice any sort of agreement. It looked to Junpei as if he was simply waiting to see where Seven's sudden recovery might take them.
This is gonna take a while.
Oh boy. Like, we have all the time in the world. It's not like the ship is sinking in an hour or anything.
It'll probably take me a good 3 days to tell you everything.
Well, we don't have 3 days.
Just give us the short version, alright? Short version, huh?
The big man pulled off his hat and scratched his head. He made a face and put his hat back on.
Alright, fine. I'll give it a shot. No promises, though.
Junpei and Clover nodded earnestly. Seven was a lone wolf detective who valued his own code over the rules, doing what was right over doing what you were told. That was why on the fateful day he'd gone with his gut and gone to the wharf at night on a slim lead. It was 9 years ago. The wharf had been dark and cold and foreboding. At the time, he'd been investigating a spate of kidnappings, all of them children. They'd all had one thing in common, a history of visits to one particular hospital. The hospital had been under the management of Cradle Pharmaceutical, and Seven's investigation had turned up evidence that Cradle had been involved in the kidnappings. After a little persuasion, he'd managed to finally get a real lead from someone inside Cradle Pharmaceutical. They told him that night, a ship was set to take the children from where they were being held to a large passenger liner docked offshore. Seven had, of course, gone to the wharf. Hidden in the shadows, he'd searched the harbor until at last he found the ship he was looking for. By the way, guys, when I wrap this up, assuming that'll be, in the next hour, maybe, if we're lucky, what do you want me to play after? Do you want me to... Because I don't think I'll have time to play both games tonight, unfortunately. I didn't know this game would go for so long. Do you want me to play Persona 3 Portable or Tales of Hearts R? Let me know. I wish I could squeeze in both today, but I don't know if that'll be possible at this point. It's already after 11. There were a number of human shapes moving near the ship. There were men in black suits. Many of them were carrying large bags. The bags? There was something about the way they moved as they were carried. There could be no mistake. There were human beings in those bags. He had moved before he even realized he was going to. Out of the shadows he came, his gun already in his hand. He heard the words, "Don't move," but they weren't his. He felt metal touch the back of his head. Persona 3? 2 votes for Persona 3, 1 vote for Hearts R. Thank you. If not, then I'll see what time I have to play with, and I'll... Oh, Neo! Aki dating sim. I'll see, if I can, I'll try and play both, but okay. So far, tallying votes means Persona 3 is winning. Oh, it's okay. I have water. I get a bit frustrated, like I said before, when it's stuff I don't really have to read that I'm having to read. That's when I get a bit irritated, but I'm keeping hydrated. But thank you, though, for the concern. That's very nice. Drop your gun, came the cold voice from behind him. I could kill you right now. It would mean nothing at all. I need only tie an anchor to your feet, and I doubt anyone would see you for perhaps a week or so. Is that what you'd like? The fish here would be thankful for the meal. With the words, he felt the cold metal thing behind him press against his skull. Slowly, Seven crouched down and laid his gun on the ground. Then suddenly, he felt a sharp pain in his neck. A needle. He felt a sharp... no, I read that already. Was it some sort of drug? As he was thinking about that, Seven felt his face hit the cold concrete beneath him. It's probably Soparil, right? He could feel the chill of it seeping into him, since Cradle Pharmaceuticals' most famous drug was Soparil, right? Da-da-da. Tales of Portable 3. Thank you, Jazz. Could always count on you for a straightforward decision.
Ugh, damn it! Shit, my head hurts.
Seven woke to find himself lying on a hard floor. He twisted his neck to peer around the room.
Where am I?
There was a small, shabby bed and a dirty sink. A toilet with no stall or privacy of any sort. As a cop, it was a place Seven had seen all too often.
I'm in a cell, huh?
Opposite the toilet was a door set into the wall. Seven struggled to his feet and hobbled toward it. He gave the door a good shove, then another, then tried pulling it. It didn't open. Well, that was about what he'd expected. It wasn't likely that someone would put him in a cell only to leave it unlocked. He threw himself against the door a few times, but to no avail.
I knew it.
Seven grumbled to himself as he moved back toward the bed. He sat down. He sat there for a very long time. Just how long, he wasn't sure. At last, he began to nod off and had nearly fallen asleep when he was roused by a distant voice. It's 9. The voice was far away, very far away. Seven couldn't understand what it was saying. Nonetheless, it was a voice, and a high one, most likely a child. His eyes shot open.
Hurt! Oh, ear!
As he listened, he could pick out several different distinct voices. There were at least 5 or 6, possibly more. Where were the voices coming from? He looked around the room frantically. Perhaps the door? No, that wasn't it.
What? Go out!
Was it coming from the left? Was it coming from under the bed? He grabbed the bed and flipped it up with ease. Were you just throwing beds? Seven is rude. There it was. There was a hole for ventilation in the wall where the bed had been covered with a metal grate. Seven lay down on his stomach and peered through the grate. He couldn't see anything. It was too dark. Now that he'd found it, however, there could be no doubt. This was the source of the voices. For a moment, he was confused. Why were there children nearby? Then he remembered what the man from Cradle Pharmaceutical had told him. How a ship would take the kidnapped children from the wharf to a waiting passenger liner out in the ocean. Was Seven on that passenger liner? It didn't matter. What mattered was that he find a way to the children. Who has the table flipping emote? That's exactly what I was imagining, Clock. Seven looked at the metal grate. They give you 999 milliseconds to complete the game. Is that true? Probably, knowing them. They're like obsessed with the numbers. Could he fit through that hole? He stuck his fingers through the grate and grabbed hold of it. Noises. Pulling noises.
Yeah, how'd you like that, you son of a bitch?
Okay, really? The dark square sat open before him. Seven wiped the sweat from his forehead and crawled inside. Are you sure they aren't obsessed with spaghetti? That's true, too. That's a true statement. Roar. The first section of the duct was small. Seven could do little more than wriggle along on his belly. On his body, duh. After a time, however, it got a little larger, and even someone as large as Seven was able to crawl along on his hands and knees. He felt like he'd grown from an inchworm to an insect. Not much of an improvement, but it was better than nothing. He'd begun to wonder where the duct would take him when... There was a thunderous sound like a massive metal door slamming shut. Then he heard a voice. Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. The voice wasn't harsh, but something about the calm with which it spoke made it even more terrifying. Seven wasn't sure what it meant, but incinerators certainly didn't sound good. Then, almost as if to confirm his suspicions, he heard a chorus of young voices.
No! Help me!
Many of the voices were simply screaming in terror, mixing with one another to create a single horrifying howl. He broke the vent door and it was lying there like a spaghetti coiled up with tomato sauce. It's very true, Sky, very true.
Damn it, what the hell's going on here?
7 began to crawl along the duct as fast as his arms and legs would carry him. The noise he made was tremendous, but he was long past caring. A few moments later, a metal door appeared on the left side of the duct. 7 could hear the screams of the children from the other side of it. This was it. He grabbed hold of the handle and threw the door open. The old metal gave way easily before his onslaught.
What the hell is this place?
The room he was looking out into had a dome for a ceiling and 9 equally sized walls. At the top of the dome was an upside-down funnel. It looked almost like a chimney. Then he looked down. There they were. The children he'd been looking for. They stared up at 7, their cries silenced for the moment by surprise and fear. Whether they were scared of the room or him, 7 couldn't tell. It was certainly possible that they were frightened of both.
Not that I could blame him running into a mug like this when they're already scared shitless.
He permitted himself a short snort of a laugh, then turned to the children again.
Don't worry, kids. I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys.
Spaghetti rope. He got spaghetti. Not a single one of them moved, except for one. He was a boy, slightly older than the others, in a private school uniform. Who the hell are you? As he spoke, he took a tentative step forward and gave 7 a suspicious look.
I'm a detective, here to rescue you.
The moment the words were out of his mouth, he could see the children relax. How are you going to help us? The boy in the uniform asked.
Where's the exit? 7 responded.
There isn't one. The doors we came in through won't open, and the door over there... He cut himself off, considered something, and then continued. Anyway, there's no point. We can't all get out of here. If we don't get out of here, we're gonna be burned to death.
Burned to death?
Can't you hear it? That voice said the incinerator's gonna start up soon. You know, that one. The voice spoke again. Automatic incineration will take place in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Oh, I don't think it repeated itself twice. I think I just read it that way. Thank you. 15 minutes. They only had 15 minutes. 7 looked back down at the children. It was a good 20 or 30 feet to the floor. There was no way he could pull the children up. That was when he had an idea.
Wait right there. I'm gonna be right back.
What?
Where is he going? Are you just gonna leave us here?
7 did his best to smile, what he felt was a reassuring smile.
Don't worry, alright? I'll be back, I promise. So just stay calm and wait right there, got it?
He didn't wait to hear them respond. There wasn't time. There he goes. He ran as fast as a man could run on his hands and knees. Before long, he was back in his cell. He was back where he had started, but he had a plan. There was something there that he needed. As soon as he was finished, he dove back into the duct and took off toward the incinerator. What?
Sorry to keep you waiting, guys.
Leaning out of the door in the duct, 7 lowered the rope he'd brought to the floor of the incinerator. Back in the cell, he'd torn the bed sheets into strips and tied them together to make a rope. Like 7 himself, it wasn't very attractive, but it got the job done.
Alright, just tie that around yourself, okay? I'll pull you up one at a time.
Right. Oh, wait a sec. That was when he noticed.
There were more of you before. Where'd the rest of you go?
The boy in the uniform answered. I let them go on ahead. We opened the number 9 door and they left.
What? You're telling me you opened that door?
That's what I said.
Then what the hell are you doing here?
We couldn't go with them.
Why not?
Look, the only people who can go through the numbered door... Automatic incineration will begin. Oh, god damn it, I already messed it up. I'm sorry. Trying again. Automatic incineration will take place in 5 minutes. The voice reverberated against the walls of the room.
Look, that can wait, alright? Just let us out of here. Right.
Seven grabbed hold of the rope. Sorry, get us out of here, not let us. First up was a girl with a ponytail. Next was the girl with a red necktie, followed by a boy in a jacket who said he'd climb up on his own. It's okay, I guess. Thank you. The last up was the boy in the uniform. Like the boy in the jacket, he climbed up the rope himself. He looked scrawny from above, but his looks belied impressive strength. He scaled the rope quickly, but as he was almost to 7, they heard the sound of someone knocking. All eyes turned to the door. Cut into it was a thick, square window. On the other side, they could see a furious face. Oh no, I think this face gave me nightmares for a bit. Yes! Oh my god, I hate it so much.
God damn it, what's going on in there? Why is the room empty? Where the hell are those fucking kids?
That face is seriously really, really creepy. The door opened and a man stepped in, looking half mad with fury. Well, it's not really my Igus voice, it's just a robot voice. Or like, you know, one of those things. 7. Well, when you put that face, Jonah, that makes it better. I'll just imagine that face. 7 recognized his face. He'd seen him many times in photos during his investigation. Seven looked down gravely upon the multitude of pasta children, their faces round, not unlike that of meatballs. He smirked to himself, fondly remembering pasta, his favorite meal as a child. Jazz, you win. You win. Let's see. He'd seen him many times in photos during his investigation. The man's name was Gentaro Hongo. Why is he always wearing that hat? And like, what? Why? The CEO of Cradle Pharmaceutical. Hongo saw the boy hanging from the rope. Then he roared like a lion and lunged for the rope.
Hurry! I know!
The boy in the uniform resumed his scramble up the rope.
You son of a bitch! Get back here, you little shit!
Me talking to a child. He was 15 feet away. 10. The moment he came within arm's reach, 7 grabbed the boy in the uniform. With a jerk, he tossed him into the duct behind him.
Gah!
Maybe his hat is actually his weapon. Maybe. Oh, wait! No! There's a no in there. Hang on. My mom needs to take Snowy out for a pee, so let me do that. Hold on. Okay, sorry. I let him all the way out into the kitchen, and he came back with me, so I'm sorry about that. Hongo had lost any semblance of control. His face no longer looked human. It was twisted into something terrifying, the visage of a devil or a ferocious monster. Come back here, kids. I need you to relive my anime dreams. You guys say the best things. Oh my god. Seven quickly related. He related to his rope. Seven quickly reeled in his rope, leaving a furious Hongo on the floor of the room, and crawled back into the duct. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't know I'd take a couple minutes, but...
You fucking bastard! You won't get away with this! How dare you compromise this experiment! What experiment? Seven wondered.
Oh, he just thought it. Never mind. Automatic incineration will take place in 1 minute. Hey, old man, what the hell are you doing? Hurry up! It was the boy in the uniform. Thank you. Seven tossed Hongo a taunting salute and pulled the door closed. Seven quickly related his rope to him as they did a DNA testing event situation. Seven related to the rope because it reminded him of spaghetti.
Sword Art Online is my fave anime. This game is the best way to watch it.
Oh my god. There was no point to going back to Seven's cell, so they continued down the duct in the other direction. After 30 feet or so, another duct met theirs, heading down. They nodded at one another, then turned and slid down the duct. Duck. A short time later, they crawled out of the duct to find themselves in a narrow hallway. There was a door on each side of it. Oh my goodness. I have no words for that. Okay. Wow. The one on the left was a normal double door. But the one on the right was a familiar thick metal door with black and yellow stripes and a device next to it on the wall. On the door was a plate that read incinerator. Then that's where we were? Yeah. Hongo might still be in there. It looks like it's been shut off, though. Wait, what? If he's still in there? Yeah, that's not good.
Ugh, Seven grunted. Fine, the other door. Go into the other door. Hurry. I don't know who's talking right now at all anymore.
The children began to run, with Seven following close behind them. On the other side of the door was a large spiral staircase.
Run!
Seven shouted. They didn't need to be told twice. To the right, it's legit. Up and up and up they went. Their feet pounded against the steps and their arms churned the air. Round and round and round they went, like a human tornado. The stairway kept going. It passed a couple of rooms that looked to be dance halls when the boy in the uniform spoke.
Something's up. Akane's not catching up to us.
Akane?
My kid sister. The girl with the red necktie.
Akane? That was strange. Seven didn't remember seeing that name in the list of children who'd gone missing. Mixtape of footsteps.
Hey, Akane!
He cupped his hands around his mouth and yelled. There was no response. Maybe we outran her. Suddenly, the boy in the uniform stopped short. Seven stopped too, as did the boy in the jacket and the ponytailed girl.
When did we do that?
Well, we passed a couple big rooms on the way here. Maybe she took a rest on one of them.
No, that's impossible. Sorry, Grandpa, you keep going. I gotta go look for her downstairs.
He turned to go.
Hey, kid, wait! God damn it, I said wait! Fuck! Seven spun around and yelled to the boy in this jacket and the girl with the ponytail.
Ah, guys.
Sorry, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. I'm going after him. You two keep going, alright? You got it?
Ace Ventura. Oh my god. He's a pet detective. The pet detective. Now I'm imagining Ace talking with his butt. Wow. The girl nodded and began to run up the stairs. The boy, however... I'm going with you. Seven didn't have time to argue. Instead, he simply nodded and took off down the stairs. The boy in the jacket followed. Yeah! See, that's what I was talking about. Things got way out of hand there. I don't know what happened. You made a joke, I laughed. I don't know. I'm not gonna touch it. They ran all the way to the bottom floor, calling for her. Akane was nowhere to be found.
God damn it, where the hell'd she go?
The boy in the uniform couldn't hide his frustration. Oh,
That was totally the boy in the uniform with like a billion-year-old man's voice.
Help me! Somebody help me!
It was a girl's voice.
Akane!
The boy in the uniform threw open the door and leapt into the hallway that faced the incinerator. Seven and the boy in the jacket followed. I'm gonna save really quick. Again, lots of text, so... I mean, we've been through a lot of text. That's what I mean by lots of text. Seven couldn't believe what he saw. Hongo had grabbed Akane by the arm and was doing his utmost to force her into the incinerator. Look at his face. Like, what is your problem, buddy? Why are you so hell-bent on causing shitstorms?
Come on, goddammit, move!
No, I don't want to! Let me go! Please let go of me!
She'd planted her feet squarely on the floor and was doing her best to get away, but Hongo was much larger than she was. She wasn't going to win.
Akane!
The boy in the uniform shouted. He roared with anger and charged toward Hongo. His face looks like a pirate. True.
You came back!
Ha! You're too late, idiot!
Hongo lifted Akane bodily from from her feet and threw her struggling into the incinerator. True. Good point. Before Seven or the boy in the uniform could react, Hongo leapt through the door after her. They saw him land inside. You just put yourself in the incinerator. What? And then the door slammed shut with the finality of a great steel guillotine. The three of them ran to the door. Okay, they pulled and strained, trying desperately to get it to open.
Fuck, it's no use. The goddamn thing won't move an inch.
boy in the uniform cried out and began to slam his fists against the door. He hit it with such force, Seven feared his knuckles would shatter from the impact.
Akane! Akane! Are you okay?
Help me!
Her voice was muffled by the door, but the sheer terror in it was unmistakable.
What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here.
Where's Hongo?
He went out the other door.
What?
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
Are you fucking kidding me? Seven was at a loss. It's the same damn thing.
Are you there?
Akane's voice sounded close to tears. Yeah, we're here. Just hang on, alright? We're gonna figure out a way to save you. I don't know who's flippin' talking. If she could have seen the bloodless face of the boy in the uniform, his words would have seemed little more than a sick joke. Oh, so I was right. It is the little guy. It's the robot. Automatic incineration will take place in 17 minutes.
Please help me. I'm really scared. I don't want to die. Please, I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
It's gonna be alright. I'll figure something out, I promise. I promise, okay? You hear me? I promise.
They could hear her muffled sobs from the other side of the door. The boy in the uniform tightened his fists. His knuckles were a bloodless white. Seven could tell that he was holding back tears of his own.
Ugh.
I can't imagine that he would. It was silent. All they could hear was the creaking of the boat as it shifted in the water. They waited and waited, but Seven didn't continue.
What happened then?
Junpei couldn't wait any longer. He had to know. Seven looked at the floor.
Come on, man. Put yourself in my shoes. Doesn't end good. You think I want to remember that? Then, yeah. Shit. If I'd known it was gonna be like this, I almost wish I hadn't remembered.
Kinda hard when you can't tell your wife is yours. You guys, all the sick burns. Seven shook his head. But there was something Junpei had to know.
Hey, are you sure? Huh? Look, I don't want to ask this either, but there's something I don't get. So if you could just tell me, did that girl Akane really...
No one asked you to be here. Wasn't even paying attention to your comments because they made no fucking sense. So good riddance. Bye. I don't even know why you came in here in the first place. Why do people watch games that they don't enjoy? Why are you here?
Did that girl Akane really...
Seven stared straight ahead at nothing.
Yeah, I'm sure. There wasn't anything we could do. After a while, the countdown ended, and we heard something burning. We...
Yeah, and then continued to write a whole bunch of shit that nobody was really paying attention to anyways. Even after the fire stopped, they couldn't move. Seven and the boy in the jacket simply stood where they were, frozen. The boy in the uniform collapsed, falling to the floor in a jumble of limbs like a puppet whose strings had been cut. A few more minutes passed. The door opened. I still don't get how some people like that find my channel. I'm not a popular user or anything. So it's not like I appear on the front page. You'd probably have to be looking up the game in order to find me. But anyways, the boy in the uniform ran in, stumbling over his own feet. It's a glitchy door, okay? Seven and the boy in the jacket followed, still too numb to speak. The air in the incinerator was hot.
Duh.
Every breath made Seven's lungs feel like they were on fire. The air shimmered with heat. I wonder why. It's not like we're in an incinerator or anything. And in the middle of the room, beneath the waves of heat, there it lay. The boy in the uniform walked toward it, his legs shaking violently. Seven couldn't see his face, but his body looked somehow empty. Finally, he reached it. The boy collapsed to his knees, his legs no longer able to support him. It's not that I'm too mainstream for it, I just know I'm not that popular a channel. It's just